Hello, I'm Simulated Irk, and welcome back to another episode of Simulated Irk Trainz, both on the Train Simulator playlist iChoo and also Workshop Wednesday. We're here at Wirragullah, and I've certainly been doing a lot of work since the last episode. Wirragullah's got some new features. It now has an additional platform. It's now got a gantry signal at what I'm calling the northern end of the platform, and at the other end of the platform, if we zoom through, we have a footbridge with ramps. So that's rather cool. And we also have an ARTC ballast ballast train. And what I have to do, I have to add. No, I don't think. Yeah, I should be able to do that in driver's mode. Control right click, view details, add. Actually, might do this in driver's mode. It may be easier. So to let you know, some of the things that I've done, again, not necessarily perfect at this stage, but what I did at the end of the last episode, that you may or may not have seen, depending if you're watching right at the end of the episode, it was a long 2-hour episode on the last time we were here. I've been talking about having. I need to go to fly mode just while I load up the Ballast Wagons. I've been talking about what you can do if you want to level the track. You can do things like settle on ground. You can do things like smooth ground under selected. But right towards the end of the episode, what I did discover and what I use rather well, and I'll be showing you on this episode, is there's various tools if you want to make the ground higher or lower, or if you want to level it. And that's what I pretty much did for everything that we saw on the last episode. So it's basically a tool where you select the height that you want, and you can do that by selecting a piece of track, and then if you have a look at your tools menu on the right, or wherever you put your tools menu, you can work out how high the track is. And so what you can do, you can elect to go back to 0, so effectively sea level. You can do that, or I don't want to. We'll move the Wirragullah sign while we're here. I thought that I'd done that earlier, but that was the other one, not that one. So what you can do, you can select your height. So if you want to go to 0, so basically sea level, you can. But the easiest thing to do is to find the height of the track where you are. In this case, around here, let me just. So if I just select a random piece of track, I can tell you that the height of this particular track is 9.51 meters. So every so often that value will change. That value will change, and so you may need to make some adjustments. I am using, for anyone who's not aware, I am using the Donnybrook map, but I have severely modified it, which is quite okay to do. I'm not going to be releasing it on the download station or anything like that, but what I am basically trying to do is increase capacity from going from a single track with the occasional crossing loop, etc., to double track, higher capacity signaling. In the map, for instance, one of the first things that I did to try and experiment was to get rid of the semaphore signals. So instead of single light, colour light, New South Wales signalling, I'm installing double light, colour light, and so that will enable the trains to be closer together, because on double track you can have trains follow each other. You don't necessarily need to wait for the train to get to the next interlocking. Now there may well be a way to do this for every wagon on the train. Let me try double clicking. No, then it won't let me add details or edit details. So I have gone through, and everything that we saw on the previous episode, I've leveled things out a lot. You'll see, especially when I get to Hexham. I've decided to, once I figured out how to use the tool, I have used these sort of tools before on other open world type things, like the various transport open world games. So one wagon to go. So what we're going to do today is we're going to run a ballast train over the track that I've just done. So we should find that the train will run a lot better. And now that I've actually got the between here at Wirragullah and the end of the line, now that that's linked up again, I can just run it in AI mode. I've done some adjustments to the cameras. There's probably more adjustments to do. Let's go into driver's mode. Yes, so we've got ballast in all the wagons. They're all loaded. Let's give the driver so let's focus on the wagons. Here we go. We've got 3 81 class of Pacific National locos up front, 8117, 8178 and 8167. So we'll, whoops. And we'll navigate to the coal loader and let's rock and roll. So hopefully this train will be moving shortly. So we'll run this ballast train, show you the areas that I've worked on. It's in real time. It's roughly 24 hours ish since I recorded the last episode. Why are we waiting? Sounds like, are we releasing brakes, are we? Oh, here we go. Oh, was that me moving the... let me see. Yeah, signal's clear. We shouldn't be idly waiting. Alright, now we've gone into drive mode and we are underway. Now, I've been featuring locos lately doing push-pull. So I've got 381 class locos on the front, a series of ARTC ballast wagons behind. Now, it depends on the model or not if they actually appear to be loaded, and I did load them up, and the models support that. So that's cool. So I think, and I haven't tested this because I usually just test things when I thought I got rid of that camera, but clearly not. Because that camera looks like it's buried. So I definitely need to have a look at the cameras around here. That's a job for future me with fresh eyes, because of the length for the train is getting confused between. So we're just passing Wagga Robber. And so being able to level out the track has done a lot of good. In some areas it's also widened the rail corridor, and it's also given me some more space it's given me more space for when I lay the second track a little bit later on, because the ground's already level, laying the second track should not take as long. Oi! That's obviously a change in height that I need to manage better than that. If that's the major, oh, that camera's a lot better now. I've adjusted that one. I definitely need to, because there were some times where the levels of the rails increased. Well, there's another one back there. So I might just have to pick a height and stick to it. Yeah, there's another one. I mean, because when I'm in a section that I have actually smoothed out, it looks good, but it's just the transition section, so I might just have to pick a height and stick to it. But again, that's so I won't do that today, but I'll go through At least on this side of a bridge, I'll try and make it all the same height. The curves aren't looking too bad. I have tried to make the curves more curvier. Okay, I was going to adjust the chase camera. Let me just adjust the chase camera for a minute. Alright, we'll adjust. That's another buried camera, I think. Now, people who have watched a few episodes may remember a tunnel section. I've actually got rid of the tunnel. Oh yeah, there's another problem child section. Yeah, so there's the occasional... there's the occasional transition point that I have to concentrate on. I'm not saying it's a 10-minute job, but it's not a 6-hour job either. Now, so we're heading towards Wonderbine. I've done a lot of earth moving and a lot of raising the track here, and I've probably buried a couple of cameras, to be honest. What I might have to do, I might just have to go through and do a dedicated sweep and just go any cameras, delete and start again. But that is, of course, if I can see them. If I haven't buried them. I wonder if, for the moment, if I just go into chase view, there we go. So now you can see the actual leveling that I've done. This section used to be all very close to the river. And we're coming into the bridge just before Halley River. Oi, that curve definitely needs some work. So we're crossing Halley River. Now, of course, I'm looking for problems as well. Like if I was to go back a little bit, some of the problems will be obvious. Yeah, that curve's going to be a little tight. There's another change in elevation I need to fix. But overall, I'm reasonably happy. There are some bridges that I need to reconnect with the surrounding scenery. Yeah, that's still tight. One of the advantages of having a single track on a big corridor, if you do it correctly, is you should have a bit more room for some curves. Now that's probably one that's one I haven't fixed yet, in terms of coming straight off a bridge into a curve. That's less than ideal. Today when I was doing my renovations, I was mainly doing the Cowan to Wirragullah section. Did do a lot of work around Hexham, so we don't have the big hole in the ground anymore. We'll see that coming up soon. Our next station should be Greta, which is the one with the dog on the platform. Go back to cinematic, not cinematic mode, Ironside mode. Yeah, I think I only need one camera around there. Actually, what I should do on the next episode, I should just go back to the original map and just run a service, and then we can actually see some of the changes that I've made. Once I fix little things like this, it'll be so much better. So little elevation changes such as this, curves, I'm having problems with turnouts and cameras. But also what can happen is the front of the train's passing one camera and the back of the train's passing the previous camera at the same time. Pardon me. I think I'm coming into Adamstown. Yeah, I might just stick to the chase camera for the moment. So I've done a fair bit of work on Adamstown over the recent days. Level crossings still aren't fixed, but I knew that anyway. But overall, the signals seem to be operating fine. There should be no reason why the signal should be operating fine. The majority of the signals are still automatic or permissive. Yep, need to work on that exit from that bridge. I don't think I've really given... I could take some more room on the... widen the corridor a bit. There's another change of height. I may not have leveled this area. I know I concentrated on the Hexham area as soon as I finished recording the last episode. And then today, between Cowan and Wirragoa. Some of these changes too I could also make when I put the second track in. Now if there was a standard I tried a couple of different templates to make templates for my curves, but I haven't been able to find one that I've actually been able to get to work yet. But, oh yeah, that curve's going to be a bit, how you doing? I can make that wider. Especially now that I'm not necessarily concerned with Farmer Joe's fields and trying to squeeze in now. I do want to do a flyover at this junction, but that's not a job for just now. So we're slowing down for some reason. Have I not installed a piece of track at Hexham? Actually, what we should do, go on this view for a while because I want to see what signals are coming up. Well, we've got a medium. Or what some people might call 1.5. So we should be coming up to Hexham soon. Alright, now there should be no other trains in the air, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to fly ahead and see what the issue is. I might actually put another signal. I can't do that, I'm not in surveyor's mode. Oops, didn't take the curve there very well. And there's the reason. Need to build some track. So we will go into surveyor's mode. And let's go into signals. We'll put our signal here. And then we'll go to track. Now this is the hexameria. I've leveled this out compared to the big hole in the ground that it was on the last episode. Need to get rid of that fence. Do. Alright, we'll put another signal in Mia. Already got a signal in there. Alright, so we'll save this. Okay, back into driving mode. Now we should be able to go back to our train. And because I've actually installed some track, we get a green signal. And the good thing about it is that it actually sounds like an 81 class, which is awesome. Yeah, definitely gonna have to review all cameras. Yeah, it's definitely getting confused between the... But this is a lot better than it was yesterday. Alright, let's go into fly mode. Another signal and stop. So, See your Horizon Depot. Oh! This will give me a perfect opportunity to, so if we go into surveyor mode, this will give you a perfect opportunity to show you what I'm talking about. So if I have a look at the track, So the spline point there. So if I have a look at that piece of track, it is 46 meters. So I can set the tool to 46 meters, and that'll be a set height rather than a up or down set height. So what I can do, I can smooth out this section here that I've just smoothed out, and I can smooth it around as well. And so what that will do, while we're here, I'll add another signal here. And let's see, that should then, oh, here's another one because I'm trying to transition to, yeah. So if I have a look at what that height is, not there, but there, that is, because I haven't touched this section, 46.22. 46.22. And we'll go into ground texture, not ground texture, ground height, set height, so we can level that off. And this is what I was, so it looks untidy for the moment until I actually do level it off. So once you start, you really need to keep going unless there's a smooth. That's not a smooth, that's not a bad transition, I guess. So, and then you can go smooth ground under selected, that will tidy it up. And under there, that's the old section. There we go, that's a bit more level now. Let's save that again. 1700. Go back in the driver's mode. And I at least want to see the train end up here. Well, it doesn't sound like it's far off. I've got no other trains running on the system, so we'll watch it transition. We'll go over here, I guess. We'll watch it transition from old to new. Now, I'm not saying that the old one's bad, and I'm not saying that mine's perfect, but I think on the next episode I will just do the base map and have a look at all the differences. Now what's the train doing? Well, it says that it's driving, but it also says that it's doing 0 kilometers an hour. I can hear it. So we go past the Horizon Depot. Surveyor mode. signals. That one. Save. 1710 is probably my last save, I'm thinking, I'm hoping. Back to driver's mode. So this is Hexham. Oh, here we go. Or is that just me moving closer? I think that's just me moving closer. So, are you gonna go? Are you gonna keep going, Frankie? Overall, I'm making progress. I'm making solid progress. And that's what I'm happy. That's what I'm happy with. Got some things to work on, but I figured that Rome wasn't built in a day, and Donnybrook wasn't built in a day. That's for sure. I might just go into manual control. So I hope you have enjoyed this abbreviated episode. Oh, there's a junction there? We'll get the train over it and then we'll... I think there's a junction there that I didn't take out, which certainly doesn't help. Ah, yep, there's the junction. So to get rid of that, say it with me, you're going to surveyor mode. Because what can happen, you could be building and then all of a sudden it decides it wants another track. We'll get rid of that junction, there's no need for it anyway. And we will save. And we will say, thank you very much for watching, hope you have enjoyed. Next episode we'll just have an episode of just running trains on the original map. I have been Simulator Dirk, you have been wonderful. Coming to you from Hexham. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Ta-ta and farewell. Bye for now.